I finally found MAFEX number 298 Venom here in Japan, so it's time for my full MAFEX Venom review. But how does it compare to Marvel Legends Gamerverse Venom? Is this the definitive comic book Venom, or does it look more like a Marvel vs. Capcom? The paint looks incredible, but did I ruin it by pushing it into extreme poses? Let's get into it. Side by side, MAFEX Venom is noticeably leaner than the Marvel Legends Gamerverse figure, giving him a sleeker profile that doesn't quite match the massive, bulky body frame of the Marvel vs. Capcom game sprite. The Hasbro version also has some extra height on him. The MAFEX Blue Venom stands right at 6.5 inches, which is technically a perfect 1/12 scale representation for Eddie Brock's classic 90s stats, when he was still listed at 6 foot 3 inches tall. Over the years, Venom's height is all over the place, and like a lot of characters, I personally prepare him to look like a massive towering monster. When it comes to articulation, the Marvel Legends butterfly joints definitely offers a greater range, allowing him to crunch forward a lot better thanks to that torso swivel and ab crunch combo. Now, I don't actually own the original Black MAFEX Venom to do a direct comparison, but this version is built on the same older Venom body. This one is a repaint that actually is missing one key accessory, the Eddie Brock head. For the layout, it relies on an upper torso and waist swivel combo. I even tried using hot water to loosen everything up, but the upper torso swivel joint is incredibly stiff. I'll have to apply some shock oil when I get home because that kind of tightness always worries me. I already have a few MAFEX figures with ugly scratches along the torso just from the plastic surfaces rubbing together. Ironically though, I still managed to inflict some damage on this guy just by posing him. But before that, I'd like to know, are you a fan of the Blue Venom colorway? Let me know in the comments below. The blue color is more dominant than the black, matching how Mark Bagley's art was colored in the 90s. In Todd McFarlane's late 80s art, the dominant color was black, the exact reverse of what this figure has. Does the MAFEX Venom capture the Mark Bagley Venom? I'm leaning towards almost, but in some comic panels, the inverted triangle torso shape matches the Marvel Legends figure more closely. Moving on to the comparison of accessories, with Marvel Legends, interestingly, they don't share similar head sculpts. MAFEX has the open mouth Venom and a teeth-clenching Venom. The teeth are nicely sculpted on both. The open mouth isn't deep as MAFEX is going for a comic book aesthetics. Hasbro includes an open mouth with a tongue out, covered in green slime. He also has a half-transformed Eddie Brock head. An Eddie Brock head is exactly what I wish this blue MAFEX Venom came with, so I tried a head swap, even though I knew it would look terrible on the MAFEX body. The Legends heads is just too big. When it comes to hands, it's no surprise that the MAFEX Blue Venom wins, offering 6 pairs of hands versus the 2 pairs of Marvel Legends Gamerverse Venom. Both MAFEX and Marvel Legends include a pair of closed fists. Marvel Legends has a pair of open palm expressive hands with a scratching gesture that can hold certain items. MAFEX Venom, on the other hand, has 3 pairs of open palm hands, a more relaxed pair, but the fingers still has sharp nails. A pair with the fingers clawing inward for scratching, and the next pair is the exact same one as the previous one, but it has magnets. Those hands have difficulty gripping and holding into things, which is a major downfall in this review. When Venom was hanging, his hands cannot grip well and he fell. A piece of paint chipped along his bicep, which looked bad. Well, it was late and I was exhausted from my Akihabara toy hunt, where I picked this guy up. So I wasn't thinking straight. I knew I shouldn't have tried that stunt. Luckily, the plastic underneath is actually molded in blue, so the chip isn't as glaring like an eyesore on the shelf, but it still looks bad. I did pick up other figures that I hope won't get damaged, so stay tuned for the reviews of those. MAFEX Venom does have gripping hands, but they are specifically meant to hold on web accessories. He has one pair where one finger is in a trigger-like gesture, and the other is in a full grip. The four web lines look fragile to me though. They're all colored white plastic, but they can be bent. There is a shorter pair of web lines that I think is meant for his wrists when he fires a spider web. I am wondering though, where do the spider web come out? In Mark Bagley's art, it comes from the top of his fist. In some other art, it's like Spider-Man's web shooters on the underside of his wrist. Let me know in the comments below which one do you think is correct. Besides the 6 pairs of hands, Blue MAFEX Venom has an alternate pair of magnetic feet. I wish this had a stronger magnet because it could have prevented the damage from earlier. Take this as a major warning. The magnets cannot carry Venom's weight, and the feet kept detaching while posing. If you put this guy high up a metal shelf, he will take a dive. The feet also had these odd markings on them. Unlike others, I rarely vanilla pose figures, so I tend to inflict some damage. The neck has a swivel, and since I was trying to get him to look down further, it caused dents along the neckline. One thing that worries me, and it happens frequently with Marvel Legends, is dents along the upper thigh, caused by the crushed plastic piece. MAFEX number 298 Venom has a diaper or a softer crotch piece, but I still managed to cause some paint chipping along the leg. The MAFEX number 298 Venom Comic Blue version action figure comes in the standard MAFEX packaging. You can see the figure inside and all of its accessories. At the back is the promo images of the figure and the accessories included. A noteworthy thing about the packaging is behind the figure, there is a comic book art of a city. Do I recommend this figure? For fans of the 90s art of Mark Bagley, this hits the nostalgia spot. As of recording, there is no Marvel Legends figure with this specific comic book stylized aesthetics. Hasbro has done this style with Daredevil. Maybe they would just add black paint or cell shading to this Gamerverse Venom for that 90s look. This is one of the figures I picked up from my Japan toy hunt. I found this at Ami Akihabara shop and it was the best price plus 10% tax rebate. I will be making a Japan toy hunt video soon, so subscribe so you don't miss out and make sure to turn on the notification bell. I have reviewed several MAFEX figures, so here is a link on the top right corner of your screen. If you found this review helpful, smash that like button and hype button. For places where the figures in this review might still be available, I left some links in the description below. Have a great day and I hope to see you in the next one.